What's going on, guys? We're back on the Crew 2 today, and as you know, I am covering all the vehicle classes in the Crew 2 for the best part sets you guys want to have on your vehicle. So on this video, I will be doing the Rallycross class. Now, this is obviously a class I've been noticing in more summits as well, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to cover it. So getting right into the performance, what affix stats do you want on the Nitro Chemist set? Now, the reason why I say that is we all know you want the Nitro Chemist set on most of your classes because it gives you the most speed, most power and all that in all the races, and we know pretty much most of the people who are going after the cars in the summit are probably running Nitro Chemist. So for me, I'm running Pure and Drifty. Now the reason why I'm running Drifty on this is because, well, it actually increases your nitrous while drifting, obviously, hence the name there. Anyway, that's the crazy thing. Now, one thing I also want to mention is this is also a summit set here, but you can get these two specific parts or affix stats on your parts for your Nitro Chemist set, but you will not be able to get the extra 1% on each there. Anyway, guys, Drifty might not seem like a helpful stat on your part, but it actually is. The reason for that is a lot of the time you're drifting in this game in the rally cars. It's kind of crazy because I never really noticed it till I started driving the cars more, but a lot of the time you are normally drifting around corners in these vehicles, and this will help your nitrous go up tremendously. I'm actually going to do one of the races that has showed up in the summits quite often, and it's a longer race. It's not like one of the track races because nitrous kind of refills quick enough in those races where it's kind of impossible to actually run out of nitrous. But anyway, guys, I'm going to jump right into the race right now. Alright, guys, jumping right into the race here. Now, you will recognize this race from a lot of the summits previously, and that's for a good reason. This race is honestly pretty fun, but I notice it seems to show up in a lot of the events in the summits, so it definitely will be a good idea to practice on these races a little bit, because you never know when they will show up in a summit. So, as you guys will know, I do have Drifty and Pure on my vehicle, which is probably one of the best builds to have besides Extra Pump. Now, we'll get into that in a second. But having Drifty on your car is a good thing, especially depending on what event is in the summit. You probably won't be able to drive your favorite vehicle. Most likely you'll have to drive one of the said set vehicles, which some of those vehicles do drift all over the place, and having that on your vehicle might help a lot. Even with the right build on those cars, they still seem to slide everywhere, which might not necessarily be a bad thing because you'll always have nitrous, so you could still get a really good time on the events. When it comes to Extra Pump on the vehicle, what I recommend you guys to do is you could try to farm for it and get that and test it out, but that does increase your nitrous heavily. I have it on my boat set actually, which is kind of insane to think about because, well, you literally never run out of nitrous with that. You can though if you slam the button down the whole time and you're using your nitrous. I notice with the rally cars you normally don't need to use it that often. It really depends on what you're doing because the cars do max out after a while, and you can't just push your car, well, to a speed that doesn't exist, so you're pretty much wasting nitrous to a certain extent depending on how fast you're actually going. So it would be a good idea to save nitrous. Having Extra Pump on there does increase your nitrous refill speed, which is insanely helpful. I honestly never realized how good it actually is until I started using it a little more on certain builds, especially my Rally Raid build. I never realized how it actually, well, important it is to have, and it seems to help a lot of the classics, especially on escapes, depending on the vehicle you're using. It could be a lifesaver having nitrous faster, trying to get away from that circle. Or if you're in a race and you need nitrous really quick to get your best score, and you may have nitrous in that specific area with Extra Pump that you didn't have before. So it is definitely really helpful and a great thing to have on your vehicle. We all know that farming for Nitro Chemist parts can be kind of annoying, and that is because, well, it is. And, well, farming for a part on here can take hours, sometimes days, depending on how your RNG is. I remember for some of my builds, I was actually missing one part for a very long time, and I got to a point where I took a little break and came back and got the part instantly. So it really depends on how lucky you are, or, well, how nice the game wants to be to you. But anyway, guys, that'll sum it up for this race. I also show a little short track race next. I also want to show a short track in this video as well, guys, with Nitro Chemist, just to show you how important this actually is. Now, like I said, most people probably already have this on their car, and, well, that's understandable because I know a lot of people are farming for these parts and want to get them and pretty much be able to compete in all the summits and get all the rewards, whether that's a set for a vehicle or just one of the dope cars they add, or future vehicles that may be added in general. So as you guys will see, like I said, I do not drift that often. I'm even going to go this route here around, which you should not be doing, but you'll see when you drift, you do get nitrous very quickly there. But it doesn't mean to be like an actual drift, like sliding a little bit. I notice doesn't bring the nitrous up too much, so you actually want to do a legitimate drift. You can make your car drift, but it really depends, like I said, what you guys are doing. I showed before the little race that was, well, in the summit a lot. And those little, like, rally type races where you, like, fly into the forest and on the trails and all, those seem to be showing up more too. And that race I actually did, I think I've seen in 3 summits now. So it really does depend what they're going to be adding in future summits for the races, but we'll probably see a lot of these races again in future summits, so it's not bad to get prepared for them by having the right parts on your vehicle, and that definitely would help tremendously in getting the right time, obviously. I know when it comes to the specific sets you guys want, I don't really run score breaker on the rally cars. I don't think I've ever seen a need for those, because if it's an off-road rally type Salam or whatever, you're probably going to end up using a rally raid vehicle, so you're not going to really need that set for these. So if you're going after the Rallycross set, guys, just go after Nitro Chemist or Loot Digger to help you get Nitro Chemist parts easier. Sometimes you get lucky and get that first, but it really depends, obviously. Using extra pump obviously will help you tremendously in every race. These races are short enough where you probably won't need to worry about that. But again, it really does depend on what you guys plan on doing. I normally don't honestly use rally cars often enough to really care too much for the sets on them. I just got the sets for them just for the summits, and that's pretty much the reason why I use them. I do like driving around them sometimes, but I use other vehicles for that. Anyway, guys, that'll pretty much do it for the video. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below regarding the Rallycross class. Definitely a class we see more often in the summits now.